Hello. So today we're going to talk about AI usage during interviews, whether it's cheating or not, and like how to adjust. And this is for like July 2025. AI, especially like agentic AI, is like evolving rapidly, so things may get like outdated rather quickly. So let's see. So topics, gonna do a short overview of this agentic AI, talk about some potential usage during interviews, some like arguments for and against, and talk about various like kinds of interviews, like in person, non-coding virtual, coding virtual, and then even potentially like some interviews which like embrace AI usage and just like assume and let candidate know that this is what's expected, and then to summarize things about like what to do and how things are. So state is, well, while humans are not getting out of the jobs like fully just yet, I think at least AI coming up is like is a set of like powerful tools to enhance people abilities. Um, so it's pretty common these days. Like we have like OpenAI ChatGPT, Anthropic Cloudy, Google Gemini, and more. Uh, we have DeepSeek, which is like achieves similar results, but like is like seems much cheaper. And we may have like more of like companies which are doing their startups and ideas on top of existing models too, and just integrated with tools like coding IDEs. And then it's just recently there's been like a model which scored like second place in like a live coding competition, just like barely missing it to like a human. But before it's been like stuff like top 10,000, now it's like top two, and maybe it's just gonna become top one, like similarly how like machine started to be better at chess. At the same time, lit code style problems is not like all kinds of problems. Uh, those are like more like very specific. Um, then, but AI is often also used as a code assistant with the GitHub Copilot or like Cursor IDE, like so during the industry usage. And it's also even used for finding some right words, even for some complex conversations. Like I heard that like some uh, like kids these days can use say this to find like words how to like break up in a relationship. Like you're like wow. To summarize, agentic AI it at least offers a powerful suite of tools which challenges a lot of like existing approaches, and in specifically we're gonna focus on the interviews and its evaluation. But to note, it's not like something kind of new. There's been like other tools which have been revolutionized in various kinds of exams. Yeah. So for usage during interviews, some arguments for usage. It's allowed during the job duties for the most part. It's similar to like debates like, oh, calculators would hurt people's ability to compute. Well, in fact, maybe like people don't have like human computation capabilities as much, but like it's also not as needed. Uh, and then it also may be hard to catch AI usage, putting candidates who don't use it as a disadvantage. Some arguments against interview is more like an exam, so limitations of tool are important. Like imagine during an exam you can just like get all the books and like just copy paste the questions from there. And candidates' own brain capabilities are intended to be tested, not like exactly how they can use AI. Also, people can argue that like using tools is also like it requires some brain power. And some interviews like it code style can be just made obsolete, and like you can just like solve any problem, and coming up with hard and harder problems is not the way, because you're like missing a lot of like candidates who can just do not use AI. So don't enter it as an it's like arms race, you'll just lose. um, so general advice for candidates: don't use AI unless explicitly given a permission. It's not that hard for the interviewer to understand you are doing it. They may not like and should not tell you like directly, but like you're probably less likely to land a job this way. So for in-person interviews, this is the easiest to control the usage as an interviewer. For non-coding interview, use a physical whiteboard and don't let a person use a computer, and that's pretty much it. For code interviews, look at the screen or ask to share a whole screen, but well, like we have like several. But if you're just like you're in a room and you're just provided some laptop, it's like it would be like significantly easier. And then another opportunity is to use a whiteboard. Yeah, you can just code on the whiteboard. You don't have to run the tests like automatically. You can check how the person like manually executes their code. If they like, for example, execute what they want to be executed, or like what's actually written. It's okay if some semicolons are missed. It's like not a big deal. So non-coding virtual interviews, despite perceived difficulties, AI can still easily help, even for things like culture. Like I mentioned, like people may be asking AI to help find words in various like situations, like a breakup or whatnot. So important concept overall is getting candidate out of the comfort zone. Like there are some challenges even before AI era, like agentic AI era rather. For example, what if candidate is just super prepared and just seen all the kinds of questions versus like just maybe thinking on their own? How do you like compare those? So yeah, like basically if they're like very comfortable with basic questions, you just get them out with on comfort zone with like more like follow-ups. But don't get too tricky. You're not testing if candidate just can guess your trick. It's also a bad idea. And you can ask candidate to share whole screen, but they can have like a second one. So it's also pretty hard. So like focus on like follow-ups and questions. So coding virtual interviews. It's despite what I said like earlier, it's actually not as trivial to use AI during this. It may seem. Some candidates, for example, just like literally copy paste the whole code, making it obvious what's going on, and like, yeah, interviewer may not like call you out, but uh, maybe they not call you out on the use of AI, but they can at least like call out on like some copy. Oh, you say, oh, you're very fast at writing code, or something like that. So the candidate also has to find the right words to make the whole process be like more natural and write code, so it's like looks natural. It's like not not as like trivial to like fake it, and if candidate can like fake it in a like convincing way, it's actually it may be somewhat a bonus point, but at the same time like it's not a good cultural point. Um, So as an interviewer, even if suspected AI is used, don't call out the candidate. You may be wrong, and there may become negative repercussions with the company. Um, so just like keep going. Like you can always evaluate how the candidate performed. Like check how they did like various edge cases. Check how they um, like, for example, behave during like non-comfort zone. Just give some non-standard follow-ups. For example, for the merge sort, you can suggest arrays can be like two-dimensional, three-dimensional, and see how the person can like loop over those. Those are like something like which is not like typically asked as a lead code style, but is also not too hard to adjust to. And then another possibility is interviews with AI usage. So I'm not aware of this like becoming a mainstream just yet, but the idea is definitely circulating, and like people are considering this. So if you're doing this, the only thing, just make sure the candidate is prepared. Maybe have some AI accounts like set up, or maybe give them some credit if it's some like paid models. And just don't make regular interviews with an assumption that people use AI. You'd miss out some great candidates who don't. And then yeah, you kind of you should be like probably stop asking like very trivially like Googleable questions and like AI searchable questions, and maybe have some like medium complexity tricks, but don't get too tricky too. And some examples of this, like interviews with AI usage, can involve like a more complex coding of some system, maybe structs, class methods, some like algorithms used. It has to be more of a live conversation of an open-ended problem, similar to how system design interviews tackle it. But disclaimer, I haven't done these interviews yet, so I'm only on like the level of like discussing ideas here. And so summary, as a candidate, don't use AI during the interviews unless explicitly given permission. And using during the preparation is totally fine. Just be aware that AI can hallucinate, so don't just like blindly trust it. As an interviewer, never accuse a candidate of using AI, even if having a strong suspicion. Just be more prepared to give non-standard but not super tricky follow-up questions, and get the candidate out of the comfort zone and see how they perform there. And that's where the useful signal acquired anyways for the most part. And embrace that one day you may just need to like evolve the interview kinds. Like tools evolve and systems evolve, so things cannot just stay the same and like give same results. All right, that's gonna be it for today, for this video. Thanks for watching.